Hey, what's up YouTubers? It's eveRide, and in the midst of my upcoming adventure, I've had a lot of people ask me, what's it like preparing for your first adventure, your first big solo adventure? And at the beginning, it's really cool. It's like, oh man, I get to see so many cool places and cool things, cool people. So many good times are gonna be had. But what about my kids? What about money? What about my time? What about my wife? What about lovey time with my wife? What about my bills and my mortgage? What about the bike that I'm gonna take? What about reliability issues? What about packing stuff? What about tools? What about the fact that I can't fix anything? What about gas money? What about lodging? What about border crossings and river crossings and cross-dressers and eye crossings? What about food and money and toilet paper and showers and destroying people's bathrooms like the Hulk? What about crashes? What about warm weather gear and riding gear and cooling gear and safety goggles and safety helmets and safety oranges? And what about my overly sensitive exhaust port? Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I don't know if I could do it. Let's just cut to the intro. Brah. Okay guys, so I have a ton to say, so I'm gonna actually do this in a voiceover, but let you follow along with my ride on mapmytracks.com/eveRide, and of course on camera. Now you might be wondering, what is this newfangled helmet? Well, that's a Voss, and I'll tell you more about that later. It's a great helmet. You also might be wondering, what's that shiny new bike you're riding? Well, more on that later too. Just do me a quick favor and go subscribe to Mr. Goat Cabeza, because kinks have been made in the plans and he is saving the day. So on this ride, if you'd like to see where the Valley of Gratitude is on Google Earth, you can follow me, mapmytracks.com. Go ahead, do that. But let's cut out all the funny stuff and get right to the voiceover. Ready, get set, go! So guys, I know it is a bit long, but this video is going to be full of information about the upcoming adventure that you don't want to miss. If you're in a western state, I will most likely be riding near you, so please stick around. We're going over the itinerary, the bike, the meetup schedules, all that good stuff. So first and foremost, a big get well soon to my buddy Dave K, who recently just broke his arm. Here's to a really quick recovery so you can get back on that super sexy KTM and the guitar very soon. So on to the emergency part of this emergency upload. Some weather variables and unforeseen problems with the tractor, which is my old KLR, mean that I will be leaving this coming Tuesday and taking a different bike. Goat Cabeza has very generously offered his beautiful KLR 650 Serena for this adventure, and this means that Mr. Duff Factor will have plenty of time for an awesome family trip that he's taking that involves huge, loud choppers. So I will be taking a nearly new, beautiful, blacked out KLR 650. I'm really sorry that I couldn't take the tractor, but that's going to take a bit more time than we have to get ready for, and we're going to still be preparing that bike for, well, I guess I can reveal it. We're gonna go to Peru on that bike. Anyway, a huge, huge thank you to Mr. Goat Cabeza, Mr. Duff Factor, and Dr. Dual Sport for the extremely generous offers for bikes to take and borrow. You guys are seriously amazing. So if you're not already subscribed to Goat Cabeza or Mr. Duff Factor or Dr. Dual Sport, definitely check them out. Mr. Goat Cabeza's got awesome Air Force stories and fantastic moto vlogs. So now on to different matters. I've been doing some stink tests. I've worn the same undershirt for 3 days now, and whatever space age material it is, it still smells okay. The same test with my underpants has come to a far crustier conclusion. Now to the next item of business. As you know, uploading on a schedule is important, so I'm going to need to make some videos to schedule while I'm away. In that case, what better to do than a pre-adventure Q&A session? So I'm going to be leaving on Tuesday, so go ahead and submit your questions as soon as possible. So to do that, leave your comment under the pinned Q&A post on my Facebook page as soon as humanly possible. You can actually click right here on my face and it will take you there. And there's links in the description, so there's really no reason why you shouldn't go over there and like the Facebook page and ask your questions right now, unless you don't have a Facebook account, in which case that's probably not a bad idea. But if you do have a Facebook account, it is probably a good idea to like my Facebook page and Instagram stuff and Twitter and the blog and Map My Tracks and all that stuff, because you can follow me on this adventure and we can hang out when I get to your area. On second thought, you don't actually have to get too crazy because you can go to eveRide.org and see all of it in one place. So at the very least, please follow the itinerary on the Facebook page so you can see when we'll be doing the service projects and meetup rides. On that note, I will be posting my locations to Facebook so we can do meetups, but to make it a little more organized, I wanted to see if anybody would be interested in becoming what I'm going to call just a meetup ride captain. Now, a ride captain, that means that you would be in charge of setting up the meetup location. The ride, on or off-road is okay, but you know I love to be off-road. The service project, a camping spot or someplace free to sleep for the night, and whatever other fun things that you think are necessary on the days that I will be there. I quickly realized that I had no idea what, good locations to meet were, or good locations to ride, or organizations or people or whatever that could use some service projects in your area. So I thought that I would leave that up to you, the local expert. So here's the catch though, if you want to be an eveRide captain, you have to have a service project in mind. Those service projects are the top priorities of this trip, so you have to have an open schedule, you have to zealously follow the itinerary, which could be a little bit variable. You also cannot be an axe murderer, that's just kind of a given. You also have to know that although I absolutely plan on being in certain locations in certain days, sometimes unforeseen events occur where I might get stuck, or crash, or break down, or get stranded, or get axe murdered, or need some kind of help in some other way. So I'm going to need ride captains in the following locations. So if you're interested, stay tuned. I need a ride captain in Salt Lake City, in Boise, Idaho, in Seattle, Washington, or around the Olympia area. Ride captains in San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, and Las Vegas. Now the tricky part about that is that good off-road riding can't be had inside of a city, so I'd really love for you to schedule the actual meetups to occur slightly away from the big cities if possible, so that we can do some nice dual sport riding. So here is how you become a ride captain, and it's going to be kind of strict and it's going to be pretty specific, but I've got to keep it really functional and organized, and just going by the seat of the pants I don't think will work. So there's going to be a special pinned ride captain post on my Facebook page, and I want you to post only if you want to be a ride captain and only if you're around the areas I just mentioned. If your job as a ride captain, if you accept this mission, is to first give me a location for the meetup to happen so everybody can get together with a time and a place. Next, plan a simple service project that we can all do together. This is something you don't have to call the mayor about. It can be anything from raking leaves to fixing a roof or reading to some kids or whatever you want to do, just some kind of service. Then plan some kind of adventure ride, and the very best big bike friendly trail or road that you can think of, and finally come up with a camping area or somewhere to crash for a night or two. If it's your home, I promise I will try my hardest not to destroy your bathroom in the morning. Then once these things are planned, post all the details about your plan, what you're proposing, on that pinned Facebook post. And I guess, the first person in each meetup area to meet all the planning requirements, the service project, the ride, the place to stay, will be the ride captain, and I will basically do whatever the ride captain plans on the days that I'm in that area. Unless, again, those plans involve axes and murdering. So just so you know, the ride captain for the Portland area is already Nest Up Productions, and the ride captain for Victoria and Vancouver is Ride Victoria. Also, my new friend Mark G will have precedence on an unforeseen date in Oregon because he has offered to take me up in his airplane. No lie, how cool is that? Also, I plan on being in Los Angeles area for at least 2 days to go to the Vid Summit conference with Daryl Eves. Riding on the 9th through 11th might be limited to later in the day while I'm at the conference, so if anybody could help out with a place to crash in the LA area, that would be massively, massively awesome. Maybe I could twist Daryl's arm into getting you a ticket if you want to go to the Vid Summit, and if you put me up for a day or two. I can't really promise anything because it's up to him, but I can do my very best to try. You guys, I know I'm asking a lot of you, but there is no way that I could plan good local rides or good local service projects or even good activities by myself because I'm pretty much a foreigner. As a huge thanks, I can't really pay it back to you, but I could do whatever it takes to promote your channel or your website or whatever if you've got one, but mainly I'll work to pay it forward with service projects and positive messages. Yeah, so as you know, the best thing to come out of this whole adventure will be the people we all meet, and the lives that we get to affect, and the friendships we create. So be a part of it. Even if you're not a ride captain, come to the meetups to meet other riders in your areas that you may not know and do some good service. Don't forget to check out the ride itinerary, check out the ride captain list, and ask your questions in the Q&A post on my Facebook page, and check out all and any of the social media stuff and eveRide.org so you can follow the journey. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you've got a friend in a western state who might be into dual sporting, why not tag them in the comments so they know that I'm coming and that this is happening. But most importantly, if you are on the West Coast, get ready to receive my giant, super stinky man hugs. And finally, guys, as you can obviously tell by all my neediness, this whole thing would not be possible without you. I'm super grateful for your encouragement, your help with the links in the description to help fund the channel, your friendship, the offers to host me and feed me and let me obliterate your guest bathroom. I've been offered everything from backyards to camp in to luxury vacation homes, and I want you guys to know that if you're going on an adventure, there is no reason to go it alone. We have such an awesome support through the YouTube community and through groups like iBar, through forums. You know, there's really no reason to adventure alone when you're out, when you're out there, because there's so many amazing people to meet up with and share your life with. So you guys know that I mean it when I say it. Much, much love. eveRide out.